Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Hidayah matric number 1180759, and I'm from KME4. So today, I would like to present about my portfolio investment assignment. For the earlier capital is 100,000 for the time frame of the investment from 4 January 2021 until 31st December 2021. Personally, my objective of this investment is first focusing on the invest in a Sharia compliant stock under Bursa Malaysia as a long-term investment, and also invest in the uptrend stock by observing the market pattern and trend performance. So here is my 5 selected stock. First is SAM Engineering and Equipment Berhad, which is under manufacturing and aerospace industrial. Second, Press Metal Berhad under aluminium and metal in product industrial. Third, Petronas Chemicals Group Berhad, which is under oil and gas industrial. Fourth, Batu Kawan Berhad is one of the company under chemical and plantation industrial. And the last one, Hong Leong Bank Berhad, which is under bank and financial service. The reason why I choose this 5 stock because based on my observation for the last year, these 5 market or industrial trend are showing uptrend performance and have potential to grow in the future. So the weight for each stock I divided with 20% for each stock, and the total is 100%. Next, we move to the stock price and return data for 5 stock. The historical data I retrieved from Finance Yahoo. The return that I have calculated are started on the second day of my investment, which is 5 January 2021. Next, we will see the expected return that I have calculated for each of the stock, and the rest is the standard deviation, variance, and means that I calculated using the Excel formula. Okay, next is correlation and variance covariance matrix. For the correlation, we use the data, or we refer the data from the price for each stock, and then for the variance covariance matrix is based on the return for each stock. We move to the next part, which is risk and return. So here is the table of the calculation for CAPM. The risk-free and risk premium are taken from market risk premium, and then on the other hand, the beta for each stock are taken from investing.com. We need these 3 values because to calculate the CAPM with the formula risk-free plus beta multiply with risk premium, and we will get the CAPM. Why we need to calculate the CAPM? Because to determine the expected return on capital investment. We can say that higher return, higher risk. So, among these 5 stocks, we can indicate that the stock for Press Metal and Petronas Chemicals have a higher amount of the CAPM, which is we can consider it as a higher risk and also higher return. So next, we move to the portfolio. We calculate the portfolio return, portfolio beta, portfolio variance, and portfolio standard deviation. Okay, for the portfolio optimization, the table of the portfolio optimization information. So I use the solver to calculate the value. The objective that I set in using solver is to minimize the standard deviation, or we can call risk, and also to maximize the return, the portfolio return. So next, we will see the graph of the efficient frontier. So here is the table of the data that I have calculated earlier using solver, and this is the graph. So as we can see here, the lowest return is on 6.45 with the highest standard deviation or risk around 3.08, and the highest return is on 8.34 with the 1.40. The lowest standard deviation are 0.62 with the return 11.10. The next is about the ratio. I use 3 types of ratio to calibrate the performance of my portfolio. Okay, first is Sharpe ratio. The value that I got 1.73. So usually any Sharpe ratio that are greater than 1 is considered acceptable to good. So for my value is considered is a good one. Second, Jensen alpha ratio, and the amount is 7.20. So here I can illustrate that it is a good ratio because the higher the ratio, the better the risk adjusted return. And the last one is trainer ratio. And the ratio 3.46. We can say these are quite good because the higher the trainer measure indicate that portfolio have a better performance. Okay, for the last part, which is we can see the stock investment performance from 4 January 2021 until 31st December 2021. The total cost of accounts that I have is 99,965.31, and the value that I gain at the end of the investment 158,648.42. So the difference here, or the total gains that I received, is 48,683.11 ringgit Malaysia in 1 year investment through 5 stocks portfolio. Next, as you can see on the last table, I can illustrate that based on these 5 stock, the SAM engineering and equipment give me a highest gain, which is 204.6%, and the lowest is Hong Leong Member Height, just only with 1.3%. So that's all from me. Thank you.